Okay, so good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you may be listening in from. So, tonight we're going to be talking about switching to remote work in 2025. You're welcome. I'm so glad you could make it to the call. And even if you didn't, this is a replay, and we want you to be engaged and participate with us. So welcome to the call. I'll pause for a few minutes, and in the next minute I would start properly. Thank you. So you're welcome to the call. There is a chat area. I will type into the chat area. You can always leave questions in the chat area, or if we have a poll and you want to drop an answer, you can do so in the chat area. And if you're watching this on replay, you can, chat back to us with the contact details that we have shared. Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you can see this. Right. So we'll start in the next 1 minute. Welcome to the call. You can introduce yourself with in the chat area, and we'll welcome you in while others come along. But I will just continue. Um, there will also be times for questions and answers. So please feel free. It's going to be very interesting and engaging. So people have been talking about remote working. It's all over the internet. There are remote work sites. There are so many things to do that you could do remotely these days. So that is what we'll be focusing on and talking about. How do you even start the process? So welcome to the call. I will give a bit of time so that people can come in, and we will start. Thank you. So welcome in. I think the two persons we are good to go. Welcome, OC. Okay, Uki. Uki, you're welcome. Then Buki, you're also welcome. Thank you for being here. This is the switch to remote work in 2025. Like we said, remote work is all the rage, and it's time we learn exactly what to do, how to get started, and all of that. So you're welcome to the call, and I'm hitting the road running. So let's meet you in the comments. Let's do some quick introductions. Let's learn your name, what your career focus is. Of course, as much as you can answer, your name, it could be your first name, what your career focus is. Have you worked remotely before in your career, in the span of your career? Then what would you expect from this webinar? And we want to do just a quick check-in. If you were to choose, would you choose the Pomodoro technique or time blocking? Would you choose a to-do list or a task manager app on your phone, or a to-do list where you're writing physically? And would you single task or multitask? And then what would you choose, pen and paper or digital note taking? So I'll be looking at the comment area. I want you to engage. Please be fully here. Where we want it to be an engaging one. So I look forward to seeing what you would write. I'll pause for a moment for that to happen. Okay. I haven't seen a response yet. It's quite lengthy. So your first name, career focus, have you worked remotely before? And we take it from there. Then what you would expect from the webinar. Okay, so Bukola Obieb, we're customer experience expert. I'm trying to explore the remote working option. Beautiful. Thank you for your response. I'm sure other responses would come as we go in. All right, so this program is brought to you by Right Track Consulting. We were founded in 2009. Our client portfolio would range from working with individuals, small businesses, multinational companies, the public sector, NGOs, and we provide a range of services. And one of the core services is capacity building training, and management consulting. So as part of what we were doing, we noticed that a lot of people didn't have, flexible work patterns that they would prefer for work-life balance as adults. So over time, we were like, okay, let's just start a remote work support community, which we did on March 6th, 2023, and the remote work support community has grown in leaps and bounds. I think we are more than 2,000 plus at a count as at last year, and then we've had the remote work support, the REMWACON, the Remote Workers Annual Conference as an offshoot of that, several programs, and of course, a lot of impact and influence in that space. So, welcome to the conversation. Lai, you're welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We just did a quick intro. Please, you could just share your name, career focus, if you worked remotely before, your expectations from the training. All right, so I'll just quickly introduce myself. We're going to have a beautiful conversation, and I really want it to be engaging. So please hang around. You would also have questions to answer, and questions to ask us. So my name is Dr. Juga Jomo. I'm co-founder of Right Track Consulting, and that will be for the past 17 years. Okay, for the past 17 years. My roles have been in project management, consulting, training, IT software implementation, digital marketing, event management, and of recent, AI advisory, and training, AI education as well. I think I need to just add that there. AI education and advisory. So I've authored a couple of books, including um, content to currency, lessons learned, managing projects in Nigeria, a day in a life of a project manager, and my AI book. I have an AI book called How to Delegate Tasks to Artificial Intelligence. That book is in there, but we want to revise it for the second edition. The book has been, quite a blessing to a lot of people to even know where to start from. I facilitate and coach, apart from at Bright Track, with the Enterprise Development Center in Abuja. I have an NGO, Teach for Employability Skills Foundation. That was 2023, April. And I'm an alumni, a product of so many programs as well. Goldman Sachs, 10,000 Women, Cherry Blair Foundation. I started as a mentee and I ended up as a mentor. I'm part of the UNCTAD E-Trade Community for Women, the Google Women Tech Makers, and I host the SME Beacon Small Medium Enterprise Virtual Conference and the REMWACON, the Remote Worker Annual Conference. And I also have a podcast, though not so active, the Grow Time Podcast. I speak globally and locally, and you could connect with me on LinkedIn with my name, and that would be it. So enough about me, a bit of housekeeping. This is going to be fast-paced, but very comprehensive. The most we can do in 1 hour, but you're going to go away with solid information, valuable information, things you could even start doing, immediately. So our agenda, the pandemic shifted how people work, and remote work is no longer a buzzword, it's here to stay. So companies across the globe, they are embracing this new way of working in different ways. People do remote, a few days here, a few days in the office, that's hybrid, and so on. So this is an informational event, and you learn the key steps to position yourself for remote work opportunities. That's why we target switch to remote working. So in this event, you discover what remote work jobs are, where to find them, how to get yourself ready to actively search and find these opportunities both around you. Sometimes when we say remote work, people's mind quickly goes to the dollar, but you can also work remotely within your country, within Africa, the continent, and of course internationally. Then we'll look at effective strategies for landing remote job roles. There'll be a Q&A session, the most we could do, and then we'll showcase our remote work challenge. The 7th cohort starts May 7th, 2025. So that is our agenda, and we'll do justice to it. Lai, welcome. Mike, you're welcome. All right, so this would again be very, we want it to be very interactive. I hope you're seeing my screen. If you are, please give me a thumbs up. If you can see the screen, please give me a thumbs up so that I'm sure that, there are no tech glitches anywhere. Right. If you just came in, please introduce yourself. Have you worked remotely before? What's your job role? And where are you listening in from? So I'm watching the comment area, and I will look forward to reading from you. All right. So that's our agenda, and we'll head into the material. So it's titled Switch to Remote Work in 2025. So the future of work is remote. Remote work just means you're working from anywhere outside a traditional office, like your home. You could be working from a coffee shop. Okay. You could be working from a coffee shop or even while traveling. So instead of going to an office every day like we would traditionally do, you're using a computer, internet connection, and digital tools to do your job and communicate with your team. And in the day of AI, you could even be working with AI agents, from wherever you are. So an example, imagine you're a virtual assistant helping a business owner in Canada, but you're doing everything from your room in Lagos, Nigeria. So that's what we mean. You're not in Canada, but you're in Canada. You're working in Canada, and stuff like that. So that's what remote work is really all about. Elizabeth, you're welcome. Why do companies allow remote work? Before the pandemic, it was almost unheard of that you're working from home. They'll be like, what kind of work is that? But all of that is changing. So remote work saves money for the business on office space, electricity. In fact, in Nigeria, there's so many taxes and bills, different agencies. Once you have the physical office, they are coming for you almost every week. So remote work allows people to save out on all of that. It allows them also to hire the best talent from anywhere in the world. It gives employees flexibility and better work-life balance. So I'm all for the type of remote work I like is the hybrid one, because we may not fully have matured into working remotely in this part of the world, but that is also obtainable. Now, just a bit of data. 2025 snapshot. Freelance work growth. African freelance workforce has expanded by 55% since 2020. So the continent is pushing, is a fast growing region for remote work. Before we used to know this for Indians, the Philippines, so Africa now has something to also export our talent, you know. And digital skills demand by 2025 is projected that 230 million jobs in sub-Saharan Africa would require digital skills, highlighting the increasing importance of digital proficiency for remote work opportunities. So as you can see, the jobs are out there. We just need to connect with it. We just need to connect with it. I like Nigeria's different aggressive programs around upskilling the youth with digital skills and, of course, of recent with AI skills. So there is a lot of push for that. Then remote work adoption as at 2022, 42% of African employees work remotely at least one day per week. So that means there is a shift coming in, a significant shift. People now know that, oh, we could incorporate flexible work arrangements, for our staff. And in Nigeria, with business models, only 14% of Nigerian business would operate fully remote for now. Of course, there are so many infrastructural challenges, but 31% have adopted the hybrid model and 55% remain fully on site. So you see, it's evolving. The landscape is evolving. Then tech sector transformation, remote work is shaping Nigeria's tech landscape, offering opportunities for economic empowerment, professional growth, despite challenges like unreliable power and even the high tariffs, on the internet. All right, keep going in. So, what are the implications and future trends? The digital workforce potential, because we have a large youth population. I think it was at an event by MTN. I think they did a skills launch during this week. You know, they told us that the median age for youth in Nigeria is 16.9, meaning we really have like 60% of people that are 16.9 years old. So that means there is a significant opportunity if we can reskill them, even, as we are now, if we can reskill, the opportunities are there. Economic growth, harnessing the energy and innovation of these young Nigerians can drive economic diversification and growth, particularly in tech and creative industries. Then education and skills development, investing in education, vocational skills is crucial if we're going to equip this youth, this teeming population of youth with the skills relevant to the evolving job market. So someone may be like, okay, so how do I work remotely? So you work remotely with your laptop or smartphone, and of course, reliable internet. Our internet still needs work to be done on it. I hope this gets to the ears of, policymakers or whoever does it. Let it be reliable. Everyone may not be able to afford Starlink, and all of that. So internet reliability, it should really be worked on. Then, of course, your soft skills like communication, time management, your self discipline. Remember, if you're going to be working with people in foreign lands that are, they stick to time, they stick to different things, you must also do the same, if you want to work with them. Then there are several tools. This is like just a highlight of tools you could use. And if you do not know how to use some of these tools, it's a beautiful place to also start from. Take a look at using tools like Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, and so on. Webinar tools, play around with them. If you do not know how to navigate it, you know, create a free account on all of these tools and practice. In fact, YouTube is like a university nowadays because you could go in there. I do not know how to use Zoom, and it guides you beginner level how to use Zoom, and you start gaining that information. Then Google Docs, beautiful. In fact, Google Sheets, Google Slides, know how to use it. The Google Drive as well. Then for tax management, project management, Trello, Asana, there are two popular ones that you may start taking a look at. Then for communication, um, if you're working remote international, just know that they will be using Slack. So most of them, they do not know WhatsApp like that. They do not know Telegram like that. It is Slack. So it's good to add these to your portfolio of tech tools, that you already use. Okay. Okay. Someone says it's not showing. Okay, let me reshare that again. Sorry, that's why I asked if it was showing. Okay. So just confirm if it's showing now. I just want us to, be fully involved in this. This is my slide showing. You could give me a thumbs up or type yes in the comments. Yes, okay, thank you, thank you. Can you imagine? I thought you guys were seeing everything. All right, thank you, thank you. All right. All right, so we've so far, made a case for remote working, how to work remotely, and let's go a little bit further. So, remote worker as of today, the digital nomad lifestyle, meaning working from anywhere, is increasing, is growing. Many job seekers are interested in the idea of working remotely. Many job seekers, they really want to work remotely, from anywhere while they are traveling. So that's what it's called, the digital nomad lifestyle. And many countries even have visas for digital nomads. Once you mention, oh, I work from anywhere, there's a special visa for you. Then access to global opportunities. Remote work allows job seekers to access their opportunities from anywhere in the world and work with clients and companies they never thought possible. Skill development. Remote work can offer opportunities to hone your skills and even learn from other professionals, benchmark with others, see how they are doing their things across different industries and geographies. In fact, you don't even need to japa or relocate if you're working remotely. There are some people that are even earning better, with their remote jobs right inside Nigeria. I have seen them. All right, so let's take some of these polls, and you could just put the option you're choosing, in the chat area. So the first poll says, what's your biggest challenge with getting remote jobs? We really need to hear from you because, whatever things we design, we want it to really capture what the challenges or the aspirations could be. All right, so I'm watching the chat area. We can, we can type in there. Okay. So choose an option. Question one, we'll do that quickly. Remember, I said I want it interactive. Question one: biggest challenge we getting A and B. Okay. Please let your vote count for you. Let your vote count for you. Okay, can you vote? Are you here? Lai, can you vote? Okay. 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 We still have some others. All right, so I'll go over to the next one. Which remote work path are you most interested in? This is really a really important one. Is it freelancing on platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, full-time remote employment with companies, running an online business? Sometimes we think it's just people, looking to work. You can do business online. Remote internships to build experience. What is your option? Okay. I know Lai loves business. Lai has said, oh, her, it is business. Okay, so I'm seeing A, B, and C, B, and D. Okay, Lion said C, B, and D. Okay, interesting, interesting. So B and D, full time. Okay, remote internships, beautiful. And freelancing. Freelancing is such a good option as well because even as I work in my business, I still freelance some of my personal time, to do one thing or the other. Okay, so over to the third one. Do you already have the skills to work remotely today? Like, can you start immediately? I would love to see your options. Yes, I just need opportunities. I'm still learning, but almost ready. I'm just getting started. Not sure what skills are needed. So, what option are you choosing for question three? Okay, Bookie says B, A and B. Sure what children. A and B children. Okay, just getting started. Elizabeth says, yes, I'm ready for opportunities. Beautiful. Lion says, yes, he's ready for opportunities. That is beautiful. Thank God we are engaging. I'm more comfortable now. All right, then question four. Okay, someone is still answering that. So I saw a mix of everything with question three. And then with question four, how many remote job applications have you submitted in the last 4 weeks? None, 1 to 5, 6 to 10. In fact, I saw someone mention she submitted like 100 before she got some traction. Okay. So for four, I am seeing A, B, D, E. Okay, A, B. Okay, someone says more than 10. Interesting. Wow. That's that's interesting. Like it says 1 to 5. Because you just have to actively be applying as well. So one thing I tell all of us, especially if you're really busy, is to make sure you set like an alarm. Just like you have an alarm for waking up, an alarm to do this and that, so that you really do it. Set an alarm so that you can really go in and, do it at a given point in time, and you start seeing traction. So many times people hear no, no, no. A no should not stop you. The more you push, the better. In fact, I saw someone mention an online YouTube video how he applied for like 100. I don't wish us to do 100, and the next one he did apply for, they called him and they totally changed everything about what he was doing. He was earning in, like six figures right here in Lagos, Nigeria. So let's do the last poll and I get back to talking about how you can switch to remote working. So let's take the fifth one. What's your remote income goal in the next 6 months? What's your remote income goal in the next 6 months? Less than $500 a month, 500 to 1,000. You see, there's something like when you set a goal, it starts becoming your reality. Do you know that you can easily make, let's say, even $1,500 without thinking a lot about it? Maybe freelancing, for instance, because of course if you're doing like a full job and all that, it could be higher. So with freelancing you can easily, into your family's economy add just 1,500, even if you're not thinking seriously about it. So I want to see our goal. Is it 3,000 or more, per month, while working remotely? What's your goal? So putting a number to it really helps so that you know how you know, you pursue it. So for five, I'm saying C, C, B, B. I think we still have others on this call. We have, I don't know how to pronounce this, Agni Iyala. Welcome to the conversation. Okay, I'm not seeing you both. Are you in here? Architectonia. Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please, we are taking the poll, voting on the poll, and we could take it from there. Who knows how much a dollar is to the naira? I think the last time I may have checked is 1,550. Has it gone up? Has it gone up? So, okay, so if you could times this, you can start seeing what we are talking about. Now, these things are like at minimum, like the barest minimum. It could be more than that. So, setting a goal, applying, like these polls have said, being consistent with your applications, even learning from the interviews will make you become better and better. Gaining the skills you need, thinking of the path to go, because there are many paths to working remotely. Addressing the challenges. Addressing the challenges. Most times in our remote work community, we talk about several things. But one of them is even your portfolio. Making sure that you have a portfolio that you can present. Most times we may be too busy to do it, but that's where it starts from. That's where you start gaining traction from. So I would head into the different ways people work remotely. We'll take questions at the end, so please be on the call. Be on the call. We're getting there, and I hope you're gaining, some value. So different ways people work remotely, a remote job. So this could be full time, part time. You work for a company just like a regular employee, but you're doing this from home. So you get paid. There are set work hours. You need to work within the work hours, and you have responsibilities, your job description. So there are so many sample roles. Now let me say some of the things while on the journey of creating solutions for the remote workspace. I find out that some people are a bit rigid. Maybe you were working as a bank branch manager, and you now want to work remotely, and you're also still thinking about bank branch management. It doesn't really work that way. You need to think of, okay, what skills can I transfer, because it's skill based. What skill can I transfer to working remotely? I hope I'm making it clear. So there are so many roles: customer support, project management, social media management, software development. This is just a sample. And where can you find them? LinkedIn, remote.co, we work remotely, Jobberman, for Nigeria. And I think we've also shared over time some spaces, some platforms that allow, Africans, to work. I think it's a Kenyan site. So there are many, things you're supposed to take a look at, many sites that are available. I think we also have like a 56-page list of places to find remote work from. So if you're not looking for a formal role, you can also freelance, on short projects. So some people have been freelancers for the past 15 years, 20 years, 10, 3, 1 year. That's a great place also to start from. So you choose your hours, you choose your rate, you're self-employed, and you get paid either per project or per hour. So sample roles, graphic design, content writing, you can be a ghostwriter, for organizations or for individuals. Data entry, virtual assistants, you could do the general BA, the tech BA, or be an online business manager. The roles are, they're all over the place, but these ones are like the ones that, like we'll say in Nigeria, sure banker, you would get roles, if you get the skills. So this is where to find freelance gigs. Again, Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer, TopTal. You could put these on Google, to find them. Then there are contract jobs. So we've talked about full-time jobs, freelance jobs. Then there are contract jobs. So these ones you're hired for a specific period, maybe 3 to 12 months. So you may work full-time, part-time, so there is always an end date. It's common in tech, in admin, in design. So these things you could do them remotely. Then there is online business or entrepreneurship. Now, because I'm an entrepreneur, I have a mixture of all of these things that I also do. So you start your business, then you're serving clients online. Some of my clients, maybe if I go for an event, they'll be like, is that not coach? Is that not Dr. Jugo? And they may have been my clients, but I've never seen them physically. So that means you could do your business online, without even going physically to your people. So sample examples, selling digital products from ebooks to templates to courses and so on, running a YouTube channel, drop shipping, e-commerce, coaching or consulting. They are totally hands off and you can do them online. Then we have one that most people do not know about, remote internships. So here you will be learning that you're doing it online. You will be interning, some internships actually pay, and you're doing it online. So you get practical experience while working from home. So sample roles, research assistant, social media intern, in fact, if you pitch yourself well, even if you're learning some of these skills, you can say, oh, could I intern for a few months? It could just be that you give me some testimonials where I get the experience. It's all part of it. Content creation, tech support. Where do you find this? Internet, Shalia, LinkedIn, virtual internships. You could just do like on Google. Google has Google Alert. So you could set the alert for virtual internship in the specific area you want, and you would find them. So that is it for all the ways people could work remotely. So let's move over to the last part of this, 10 strategic tips to switching. We said switching. So it's not that it's something that will happen in the by and by. It is what can you do to start switching to remote work. So the first step is identify your transferable skills. We also share this. We have a 28-day remote work challenge. We usually share this. It's one of the first things we do. So most people think, oh, I need to also still learn something. you can start where you are, so you can start by identifying, okay, if I work in customer service, what skills can I transfer to maybe being an event planner? Or what skills can I transfer to being a virtual assistant, general VA? Or what skills can I, put in for, let's say, um, your creating products? What am I doing that I can still use the same skill to do the next thing? So many people think they lack skills that you already have, from communication to problem solving to time management. So you need to sit back, get a journal, list out your professional experiences. If you don't have an updated CV, please make sure you update, sit back, and what have I done in the life cycle of me working? Pull out your professional experience, your soft skills, and then identify which skills are relevant to the remote role I'm looking for. So that means you need to identify the particular type of remote role you're looking for so that you're not confused. Then use platforms like Teach for Employability Skills. We have our digital and employability skills program, RightTracks program, Skillshare, Coursera. If you find gaps, you fill them quickly so that the gaps do not hinder you from making progress. Then the second step, choose a remote friendly career path. So look for those top things. In fact, if you go to Google, type top skills that are being searched for on Upwork or on LinkedIn, it will list them for you. So focus on those ones. Fill the gaps of your skills on those ones, like customer service, content writing, marketing. People always need people in those areas and many more areas. Action plan, research remote friendly fields and identify what skills would you use to get in. Consider in demand roles, cybersecurity, data science, virtual assisting, project management. The list is endless. Sites like Glassdoor, Indeed, LinkedIn can help you to analyze these job descriptions and make sure that you get the required information to actually go in. Then a lot of us do not update our CV, maybe over time. And if you don't, you may start forgetting what you even did in the times past. So it's not also generic CVs, one CV for all of these remote roles. It doesn't work that way. You need to tailor your CVs. In my work with people transitioning, we usually tailor. In fact, some people even have up to 3 different CVs for the different roles that they are looking for. So make sure you tailor it with remote friendly skills, like I can communicate digitally, I can use those tools I mentioned, Zoom, Slack, and I can manage myself. I'm punctual, stuff like that. Then make sure you write compelling cover letters to match the job that you're looking for. And then if your CV is not African tracking system friendly, most times these are CVs passes through um, tech tools, like tools that will sieve out. They have selection criteria built in, so they will sieve out your CV if it doesn't cost what they are looking for. If the key is not keyword dense, with the keywords for the role that you're applying for. So in the things we do, we also have like templates, that could help you. Done for you templates. I will just drop this one, the chat area. You can, pull it out and take a look at it much later. You know, pull it and look at it. You can create your CV by yourself, done for you. You can take a screenshot. I don't know why I'm unable to pick that link. Take a screenshot, go to it, use the template, redesign by yourself. We also do the done for you. If you contact us, CV, cover letters, LinkedIn optimization, then optimize your LinkedIn profile. So many times with remote work, because people are not seeing you physically, they may just go to your LinkedIn. Very important to make sure that it's a complete profile, is not empty. When someone goes, they can understand who you are, what you do. You You must write a summary of your skills. If you've worked with people before, make them to give you reviews, or leave a feedback, because if someone wants to hire you, they go through all of that. Sometimes turn on your open to work, to recruiters, not generally, so that recruiters can easily find you. So those are small tips. Make sure you have a headshot that is done properly. That's your profile picture. If it's like an old picture from 15 years ago, 10 years ago, please, this is a call to action. Take a photo, good photo, professionally done. In fact, there are AI tools these days that can also help you with that. And again, we also have a video, a walkthrough video that can help you with optimizing your LinkedIn. So you just follow it step by step, to do the same. So they are both on these two links, over there. All right. So please note your questions. We'll take it once we get to the close of this. So we're making headway, and we are almost there. So tip 5 to 6, sign up on remote job boards. Why should you sign up? Because when you do, and you pick the areas that you want to be notified for, these apps would send you notifications. So we work remotely, LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor. How many of us have set our notifications on job boards? I'm looking at the comment area. If you have, type a yes. If you haven't, please type a no in the chat area. I'm watching the chat area. Have you ever set up notifications? Wow, Elizabeth says no. Please, like I said on your journal, that is the call to action. Mike says yes, very good. Because once you're able to get the notifications, and if your email box is busy, please delete all those spam emails, or use an email that is specific for this remote work thing, so that you're no longer playing. You're really, really focused, about it. Lolo says yes. Laye says yes. I trust Laye too. Chum Elastic says yes. Beautiful. I'm sure you may be part of our community. We also talk about that quite. Setting up your alert is one of the first places, and then on those platforms, make sure your profile is also complete, so that you have a picture. People can see who the person that they want to, if they have such, who they want to hire looks like. Then step 6, build a portfolio, or online presence. Now, this area, you have all the skills, but nobody knows what you're capable of. Like those are Indian films. You say we don't know what you're capable of. So employers want proof of your ability. Remember, they don't see you physically. So having an online portfolio to showcase your work is so important. We always talk about this platform, about.me. You can take a screenshot. Google Docs, as simple as it is, it can be your starting point. Canva is also a beautiful tool. Canva has, they've evolved. You could use it to make a portfolio that you can update the links, you can update different things. Please, let's take this seriously. People are making $1 million. Like, they do their regular jobs, but they are still working remotely. So let's take this seriously. Some of those loose times that we have, you can do 2 hours here, 2 hours there, and you're adding to yourself economically. So make sure you're working on your portfolio. I will try to come up with, I think I want to do like a digital product of Canva templates that you could easily use for specific, job roles that you may want to be applying for, so that it's so easy. I think some people find it a bit hard. It's so easy to just drag and drop, paste in your details, point to, where your files are, maybe on Google Drive, and so on. I hope we are getting value. I hope we are getting value. All right. All right. Please give me some thumbs up, you guys. I tried to do this event yesterday, but the internet was something else. I spent 30 minutes, trying to connect. Thank God it's just stable today. Please give me a thumbs up. There are reactions. I think there's an emoji button over there. So please give us a thumbs up. I want to be sure it's valuable. It's a good use of your evening. You know. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Laye. Hey, I'm sure that we are in here now. Thank you. So steps 7 to 8, networking. If I tell you what networking can do for you, you put it on your calendar every other month. This networking, it could be online, it could be in person. In person is so beautiful because you get to, really, see the body language of the people you're networking with. And it increases your chances of finding remote work because sometimes some of these may not even be advertised. Funny enough. So most people go to their warm audience. Oh, do you know anyone that can? Oh, do you know? So make sure that you're telling people what you do, really important. So an action plan, join relevant LinkedIn groups, attend virtual events, connect with people physically, even in people that are not in your field, people that are in your field. Sites like Eventbrite, Meetups.com, they always publish events month after month. So you could turn notifications for events, work for you and make sure you attend. Hang out with people. You never know. Then make sure that you're also, creating a bit of content. You're commenting when people post to increase your own visibility. So the world has gone, virtual. So make sure you're creating content. Don't shy away from sharing what you do. Someone may need you desperately, but they don't know what you really do. So by showing a bit of what you do, it really helps. So again, you could reach out to people in remote friendly companies to ask for advice or mentorship. Oh, I see that you work with Amazon. What does it take to work in Amazon? How did you start? How were you paid? You're networking, you're talking to people. Then learn and use remote work tools. We talked about that when we started. Think about the common tools, Slack, Trello, Google Workspace, and all of that. It would help. In 2025, we'll do a big co-working with these tools and highlight them on your CV, on your LinkedIn profile to show that you're remote work ready. Okay. Then the last set of tips. Wow, we did try. The last set of tips. Apply strategy. So don't just spray and pray. Spray your CVs to different places, your offer letter. No, do it strategically. So apply for remote jobs. The numbers in, but quality matters over quantity. So do it strategically. Action plan. Apply to 10 to 15 well-marked remote jobs weekly. Who is going to be doing that? Please signify by raising a hand. There's an emoji for raising your hand. A hand raise. Beautiful, beautiful. Have you seen the hand raise emoji? Yeah. So commit to 10 things, that jobs that match what you have positioned yourself for, that is on your portfolio. Very, very important. Then research companies you admire, visit their career page, submit applications directly. So some of them have career pages even inside LinkedIn. Some have websites and career pages in there. So make sure that you're researching, you're setting some minutes aside every day to do this. Then make sure you're tailoring your application to match the job requirements. Then the final step, stay consistent, track your progress. Even if it seems like, oh, I'm not seeing any traction, continue. Remote job search, I always say, is a project. It requires persistence. If you did it last year and stopped halfway, please pick up from where you stopped. Look for an accountability partner that could help you. Set weekly targets, daily targets. It could even be one job a day or 3 jobs a week, depending on the capacities and the time you have to put aside for this. And then we always talk about track what you're doing. If you're getting responses, track it, know the interview date, follow up after your interviews, and so on. We provide this tracker. We have a beautiful tracker we provide inside the 28 days of remote work challenge. So when you apply, follow up. When you apply, follow up. Really important. So I would quickly want you to drop your question, in the comment area. I know some of us may be new to all of this. So if you have a question, please drop it. I will take it as soon as I wrap up the session. So I want to briefly talk about the 28 days of remote work challenge. We have another one from the 7th to the 4th of June 2025. We actually started this challenge November 2023, and over time we've had more than 60 participants go through it, so we've helped them identify roadblocks that could be holding them back from working remotely. Most people say it's an eye opener, because each day, because it's tax based, each day there is something you will do, so we do various things like setting your goals, auditing your skills, checking whether you're even remote work ready, rewriting your CVs, your cover letters, your personal profile, creating your portfolio. The list is endless. Helping you with sites to practice mock interviews, how to answer questions in those remote interviews, because of course they are quite different from what you would do physically, and so on. So it is usually an intense challenge, but of course, it spaced over 28 days. And of course, all your resources are stored for you, even if you do not, complete every single thing, you take it at your pace. So there's a lot of accountability also built in. The task you could do in 5 to 30 minutes, depending on what that task was, and like we said, the next challenge happens in the next, let's say, 3 weeks. So I'm inviting you to join cohort 7. So we have an offer. If you're able to register, you could get a 5% off in the next 5 days. So you could take a screenshot of this or join us within the group to ask for how you register. The registrations, everything ends May 6, 2025, and then we start on Wednesday, May 7th, 2025 for 28 days. All right, so it's question time. We would like to read your questions. I'm not sure I've seen any. If there are any questions, I've not seen any. Please feel free to ask your questions. I'm here to take them. And please leave us a review on this link. If you feel, oh, what I heard today makes a difference, please leave us a review. I will drop the review link. Okay, that has posted. Please leave us a review on Google. Share with us what it for you. The journey of a 1,000 miles begins with your first step. So your dream remote job is within your reach, but you need to start taking the first steps and keep moving forward. I'm sure you'll be our next success story. Thank you so much for participating. If you're also not a part of our community, the remote work support community, I'll try to paste that link, into the space. Please join us. It's a WhatsApp community. We also have it on Telegram, on Facebook, just for you to engage with us, and tell us what you're learning, share with us, and so on. So I look forward to welcoming those of us that may want to join in the cohort. And thank you for listening in. So it's time for questions. If I find any question, I will take it. If I find any question, I will take it. And if you want to ask a question, you can also unmute yourself. Buki, do you have a question? Okay. Someone has a question. Please go ahead. I saw someone unmuting. Please go ahead. Very good, insightful. Thank you. You're welcome. Any question you can type, use the microphone, use question time. You have seen someone type. You're welcome, Gemma. If it's a hand raised, please feel free to ask your question.
Can I ask a question?
Well, yes, please, yes,
Hello, can you
please
hear
feel
me?
free. Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much for yes. It's not my first time. I've been listening to you. I've done the cohort. I think I was among the November 23 own. Yeah, but my own is
Okay,
procrastination. I think it's procrastination that yeah, procrastination. Going to doing my LinkedIn. At the time I abandoned it and doing portfolio at a time apart many things because I work even though it's not I work with insurance company so I'm not mandated to go to work every day but sometimes you see yourself working every day, going out, because it's the marketing stuff. So time for me to do my portfolio very well. I'm also LinkedIn. So my question is now, if somebody now wants to, uh, somebody wants an assistant to help the person do the portfolio, do the LinkedIn. I have an idea, but trying to do it perfectly. But there was a time we are reviewing reviews. You said that reviewing LinkedIn. You said that my own is not optimize, something like that. Yeah. So if somebody wants somebody's assistance, and what can that person do to be assisted? I know it will come with a fee. So is this something that you can tell me so that I prepare myself? Because actually I
okay.
want to get a
Thank
new job. Yes.
I understand. Yes, I understand. Thank you for your question. It's all about showing up and accountability. But of course, if you can't do certain things to make sure that you're making progress, you can outsource that. I've put WhatsApp. That number is WhatsApp only, so you can take the number and contact us from Tuesday. And we'll take it from there. Or contact us from this evening, and then on Tuesday we'll look at what exactly you would need to. Thank you. This time around, you make progress. All right. So, any other question? Question time. Was everything clear? Are we fine? Thank you for participating. Happy Easter celebration to everyone celebrating. God bless you. Good night.